American car. Not the same one. This was before. We're going right back now to 1957. Yep, 57. It would be.
Mm-hmm.
And Rod, like he's Mr. Blackpool, and he drives along the front, and he's got his fitted shirts, and he's Mr. E-type because fitted. And he was very much the one that the girls wanted. So he got himself a boat, a twin diesel. Pinnace.
Naval pinnace, yeah. Converted it into a luxury yacht.
And I became his partner. And we kept it in just around the corner here in a place called Skipool.
Originally I bought it in Glassendock, you know Glassendock?
I've heard of Glassendock.
Yeah, that's where I bought it originally. Got it to Fleetwood, got turfed off there, and I ended up at Skipool, and it kept going on its side because the berth wasn't big enough. You know, it wasn't deep enough, and every time the tide went out, it keeled over.
Yeah, it sat in the mud, and I would take a girl back, and we'd be lying in bed, and she'd slowly roll on top of me. You know, you didn't have to do a thing, did you?
As soon as the tide came in, it was up again, you know, but it was a big boat, very big boat.
Right, so we'd pick up the girls off the front with that big car, because it's written on it Radio Caroline. Davey Moore.
Isn't it? Do you want to make a request to Radio Caroline? Oh yes.
I don't know. We ain't got a microphone, have we?
Yeah.
Excuse me, we're from Radio Caroline, hanging out the window.
That's right, yeah.
Would you like to say a few words?
Always round the waxworks, round there,
Right, in front of the waxworks, in front of Central Pier.
That's right, yeah.
Rick Johns, do you remember him?
Tom Lodge.
And Tom Lodge.
The two DJs at the time.
They were our friends.
And he was Tom Lodge and I was Rick Johns.
Yeah, we used to pretend because you didn't know what they looked like.
No.
So we get them in the car and take them to Radio Caroline. Take them to the boat.
Spend a day on the boat and go out to sea. And they're from all over the country, like St Helens and Wigan and all holiday makers, you know. Yeah.
Now this boat was a 46 foot. Can you imagine me and him? We're not sailors or anything. 46 foot twin diesel troop carrier. He converted it.
Cost thousands of pounds to convert it. All plush out with red velvet and everything, you know, brass fittings and everything. Oh, it was the bee's knees.
I mean that is really out of this world, unbelievable that two young lads, you know, were doing that in Blackpool when they were 17.
Where did you get your money?
I got mine. I know where I got mine. Where he got his dealing cars. He was a dealer very young.
Big time car dealer I was there. In a very big way.
Yeah.
I supplied most of Lancashire's showrooms.
Right.
True.
Okay.
I used to go.
Bought and selling into trade. Never had a retail pitch until I was about 35.
Right.
Then I had about 4 different garages in Blackpool.
Right.
And
So you're quite a lad then, weren't you?
oh yeah, I was
He was the bee's knees.
Jack the lad then. Yeah.
Was it in your family though, these cars?
No.
Oh no.
No.
You just picked up as you went on?
When I was a lad, when I was young, I'd be 16. Yeah, about 16-year-old. I met a gypsy.
Right.
I don't know, I can't remember. Called Reggie Little, and he was like a millionaire, you know.
Yeah.
And he befriended me, and I started doing a bit of dealing with him. I was driving for him, well, not driving for him, helping him. You know, I was cleaning cars and messing about.
Yeah.
And when I passed my test,
So
I
he
was
showed you
going
the
out.
way, so.
Yeah, I was with him most of the time, you know.
Yeah.
And he taught me everything I wanted to know.
Right.
And then when I was about probably 20, I was on my Jack Todd and he was financing me.
Right.
Oh, I remember him. We used to go to his house on that road, just as you're going out to Blackpool on the left. Those big houses.
That's right.
That's right.
Preston, you know.
The last house.
Yeah.
There you go.
How do you remember that?
You got memory, you?
And because I smoked dope occasionally.
Yeah, he's right.
I've
Yeah.
taken a lot of LSD in my life as well.
We
And I
did
don't
have
drink a lot of
promotion.
alcohol,
288 Preston Near Road, yeah, the end house, big
so
house.
I haven't
Yeah.
burnt out my memory cells.
That's right. Yeah. Well, he financed me. at
That's
the
why I
time.
said we
Right,
should legalise marijuana
And then I
and
got in a big way.
cut down the NHS bill.
I was buying off all the main agents, all the part exchanges that came
Yeah,
in. Tetley Walker breweries, all the police vehicles, Lancashire County Council vehicles, I had fleets, you know,
yeah.
and obviously places where I more or less selling them as quick as I was buying them, you know what I mean? I had to. I was buying like 30 a day.
Yeah, that's right. He was talking about that the other day. He's
There's this website now, Buy Any
yeah.
Car.
To buy any car,
He's doing it 4 years.
yeah.
He's selling 1,000 a week, putting 1,000 a week in the auction, right? So British Auction said,
Which car auction, yeah.
what's this guy doing?
Yeah.
And they bought him out. They give him
Did they?
£200 million. £200 million and kept him on.
That's true.
And he did that in 4
I
years.
should have been doing that.
4 years, man.
4 years?
Yeah, he did it in 4 years.
Well, I
He
used
had
to,
he got a site and put a cabin on it,
yeah,
and they took the cars to him.
yeah, that's
That's
right.
how he did it.
Yeah.
So he'd no overheads basically, just a site and a cabin,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, when I had
All over the
the
place.
place in Blackpool, Robert's Cars in Blackpool, I
Right,
used to do that, but I had it like a big showroom, you know,
right.
and I used to advertise, well, I'll buy any car,
Yeah,
anything,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
matter what it was that came in,
Mm,
I would buy it, you know,
yeah,
and it was cheap enough, and sometimes throw it in the auction, other times
yeah,
do it up, valet it and everything, sell it to one of the showrooms, you know,
yeah.
that's how I went on, you know.
Mm,
But I had a lot of staff, you know,
yeah.
a lot of car cleaners, valeters,
Mm,
a couple of mechanics, and
Right.
I was in a big way, yeah, very big way. I've got some photographs in the car, I'll show you,
yeah, right.
because you'd be
Yeah,
interested.
yeah. But that's what they're doing today.
May I just change the subject because
Yeah.
I know we're filming and we don't have unlimited film. Denni Child. He's a healer, professional healer. Can you just show your face? I know you.
How do you?
Oh,
There you go.
And the reason I'm direct, so you see that's why.
yeah, I'm in a meeting at the moment.
You're always directing.
Denni's just come back from
Sorry, I
Australia
can't
as a
hear you.
healer, and he's been healing me for what, 50 years.
All right.
He's forgotten his. Well, he hasn't forgotten it. He's just got back from Australia. He doesn't wear his
Oh,
gonging
right.
bowl. But you have footage of
Cadet
that
bowl.
already.
Believe me, I
Let's
struggled
sit
today.
this.
Where he
I
gongs the
struggled
bowl.
today.
We're going to
Chase me
meditate.
upside
I had a girl
down.
Yeah.
I really struggled today. I'm in
And he has many other methods of
documentary at the
healing,
moment,
from
filmed.
herbs to stones and pedras. Pedras mean
Right,
crystals,
who is it speaking?
like the lapis lazuli. Energy from
Oh,
colour.
Sue, yeah, I remember, yeah.
He does
Yeah.
colour therapy
Yeah.
by projecting colour onto you.
Magenta.
Through magenta, through slides and a projector. And the colour can also
Right,
heal.
yeah. Can I get
And
back
this
to
has
you
been
on this
proven.
number?
Right, he could
I'm
look
right
after
in
your
the middle of
knees if you
this,
give him some
filming
time.
right this moment.
Um,
Okay, look.
what else?
Thanks for ringing me, sir.
He does it,
Thank you.
another thing called orgonite, which I have a piece of, and he's made this
Unbelievable.
himself. I think it's better if you were to explain what orgonite is, because I don't know the full details.
I've moved on from that. I don't do that anymore.
You don't do that.
No. With healing, you learn something, and then you move on to different things. You know. Basically, the world's changing. It's not the same as it used to be. We're all talking about the past,
Yeah.
and the past's gone. And that was the third dimension.
The young ones don't want to know. They
It's-
don't want to know about it.
Yeah, well, that is correct.
They're not interested.
Yeah, because it's a different world we live in now.
That's right. Moved on.
It's a higher vibration. The future is going to be absolutely amazing.
Driverless cars and things like that
Uh,
are the future.
we will heal ourselves. We won't need to go to doctors. We'll be able to see through walls. We will see our own
yeah.
energy field.
It's
At the
coming.
moment, we're not seeing the energy field, so we're not healing ourselves. As soon as we start seeing this energy field, we will repair it ourselves. We won't need to go to doctors. That's the future. What we're talking about now is the past. Third dimension, it's gone. It doesn't. It's irrelevant.
Well, if we don't talk about it now, it'll never get written down. It'll never
Well,
be
there
forgotten
you go.
forever.
There is
And that's
So
the point. It's just a great point because what you're saying now is going into film there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're writing.
So when we've gone, they still have it.
You're writing by talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one of the reasons that this get
So-
together here today is now I'm just going to is to say just if we can do it because it's very difficult for me and for Denni, and I'm definitely sure it's difficult for Rod, my mate here, to keep silent. But would you do me a favour? You know, because we're all getting on.
Yeah.
One of our friends died on Saturday, Tommy Craig. Don't know if you remember Tommy. He died with dementia. Another friend of mine, personal friend, Joe Cocker, died a few weeks ago. You know, last time I saw him, he got stoned about brains on very good hash. You know, if he was sleeping, we climbed in through the window and blew it in his nose while he was sleeping, and he got stoned and woke up laughing and started singing. You know, David John of the Mood, David John and the Mood, Bob Johnson, Bobcats from Preston. He was a resident at my club, the Catacombs, Cavern. Who else? Come on, help me. This Rod Roberts, his mother. My mother, the original Ma Kelly of Blackpool.
That's right.
She had a cafe called Ma Kelly, so you know where the name Ma Kelly comes from.
Did you check up that one about the Status Quo album?
No.
They did an album called Mark Kelly's Greasy Spoon.
I will do. And that Status Quo, Ma Kelly, they've copied a name. I think they knew her because the Status Quo played for me, that's for sure. And another memory is for Mrs. Haywood, the owner of this. Now, when she came here, I did that leaded light window there, you know. I would do designs on windows in lead and put up the television aerials and decorate all the rooms. And this is where we lived when we first came here to Clives. This was our home. So, and Brian, my very good friend, now Brian Epstein, he came, he brought my mother to visit me in prison. He couldn't say publicly Clive Kelly, you know, because I'm in Nick, because he was a public figure and he's Jewish. We all know the reasons why. But he was a very kind man and a very good man to me, my family, and to Cilla Black, because Cilla was more or less my, not girlfriend, we didn't have sex or anything, but she was a good close friend. So much so that she used to serve the coffee and sing for free in the Cubic Club in Rochdale, Conway Street. There's a blue plaque on the wall just outside there.
Yeah, she said you never
Where
did.
it says the Beatles have played here 16 times in 1962. Now that is the same roof, under the same roof as the Cubic Club, which is next door. So all the spare time and before they went on stage, they were in the Cubic Club. Paul had his own table, Paul McCartney.
Right.
Yeah. So what I'd like to do, if it's possible,
Yeah, this is
can we have a minute's silence? I know that we don't usually do this because it's totally the system to do this, but can we have a minute's silence for those people? And Brian and John Lennon. John sends me his messages, I get them regularly in my sleep, okay? Right. For all the rockers and the foot soldiers of rock and roll, the promoters, of which we are, and the musicians, and Johnny Hooker, who I forgot to mention, who taught me rhythm and blues.
George Harrison as well.
And of course George, who was another of my very close friends. George and Ringo and I used to go swimming every day to Bartlesleet Street Baths after the lunchtime sessions, okay, to get the sweat off.
Long John Baldry.
Long John Baldry carried on being my friend up till not long ago because he became an entertainer on the cruise liners. So I met him in all the ports. And Martha Hunt,
Little Eva.
Little Eva, the Flying Knickers. It was a full moon, the light was off, the curtains were closed, and Little Eva is very dark. And she came in the bedroom and all we could see were the knickers and I couldn't figure out what it was. And she got in bed with us, with me and my wife. Sorry, I've only been married once, and that was to my wife Jacyra. But I did have a girlfriend and who was the same girlfriend as Ringo Starr,
Barbara Bach.
and Rory Storm, and Mr. Rod Rubber. So that was Maureen.
Maureen.
Yeah.
Yeah. She looked after me when he was inside as well.
Well, she had an E-type Jaguar, didn't she? She did, she had an E-type Jaguar. I don't know if she got it off you, but she used to come and visit me in the nick.
Listen, we went, when he was away, she helped me in the car job. I was buying big time. I was going to Warrington Motor Company,
Yeah.
Tetley Walker Breweries, buying fleets of cars. She came with me, I'm telling you this, you didn't know this. And she used to fanny the boss, like, you know, and sit on his knee and all this. Oh, you can do it better. You can do better than that, she used to say.
Really?
Oh, come on, Bill, play the game, like, you know. And he's,
Fantastic.
you know, I can't get it any lower than that. And she used to be arm around him and messing him out. And he used to work him really well, you know.
Brilliant.
She looked just like Cher of Sonny and Cher.
She come back down the motorway in the E-type, like, you know. She was laughing all over her face, she was like, you know.
Brilliant. That's proper grafting, isn't it?
We used to call her to pub and have a game of darts or something like that, you know. And,
Yeah.
come back to
I
Blackpool.
remember Maureen. She had long black hair.
She
Right.
looked
Just
like
like
Jacy.
Cher.
Yeah.
She looked like Jacy.
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
She just looked like
Actually,
Jacy.
she
Yeah.
did. That's why
Very
I love
much.
with Jacy.
Oh, you
Yeah.
take all this.
Very much.
I remember.
Hey, I've never been faithful in my life. I want to get this across now. Never.
Yeah, no.
Never.
Until now.
Until now.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it's true that.
Yeah, I believe that Jessie's ever so shy. She's walking out. You probably got her on camera, but she's shy. And the fact is that being in the club business, it's easy. You know, they're actually waiting for you at the door when you get home. You know,
Yeah.
and you know, your sweet mouth is better than you know. Do you know what I mean? Taking it in hand and all that sort of thing. Which
I recall that one instant, he can't remember it. There used to be a club in Clives. Who's from Clives? You are, Tommy.
Well, I know Clives, yeah.
and
Where
The
Brian
Showboat.
Rossi- Where Brian Rossi used to
his
be.
mother, Brian
The
Rossi.
Showboat.
Yeah. Oh, what an
Right.
hour, Brian Rossi, yeah.
Yeah, what a great guy, Brian Rossi.
He doesn't remember this.
I do. I remember Brian
He used to
Rossi.
be with a
Yeah,
band called
no, you
Wheel.
don't
He
remember
gave me a
what
big piece of hash, that big,
Yeah.
that I used to wear a leather thong around my neck.
Well, at the time, my friend used to own the Showboat,
All right.
Jim.
Yeah, I know, I forgot his name as well. Him and his wife.
I don't recall the name.
Yeah.
Big Jim. Anyway, and one,
Patinica.
no, on one occasion, on the menu was not the Four Tops.
The Drifters.
It wasn't the Drifters. What's the other four?
Four Seasons?
Remo 4.
Four Tops? Big
Four Tops.
Oh,
yeah.
We're
We're all
on
got
the.
big superstars here.
I can't remember the
Actually,
name.
he's still working
We're
on
on
Johnny
at
Sandham.
the
Remo
Showboat.
He's still
Anyhow,
working.
Yeah.
so me and Clive are
He was in Blackburn not long ago.
there on this particular night. We're there to meet them, like, and we're in the back room chatting them up and that, and then he's giving him all this.
Who
spiel.
was it? Who was it?
I'll tell you, mate. I'll come.
Supremes.
No, it wasn't. No, it was the four guys, coloured guys.
Oh yes, he was on TV recently
And
on the Top
we-
Show, wasn't he? About a year ago.
We decided that we were going to follow them, and we went to, I think it was somewhere far, like London or somewhere like that, with them, just like as friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hello. I'm in a meeting. Can you phone me back in about 10 minutes or so?
No, half an
Okay.
hour.
I remember
Big
me,
Hole
Maureen,
in-
and some other people from the
Not the Four
group.
Tops,
We all went to the Twisted Wheel a couple of times.
Did I?
think
I did. I
yeah.
remember going.
Yeah.
I remember going.
Yeah.
Those two girls came to, they were friends of more.
Jim Parkinson.
One was taller
That's right,
and
yeah.
one was medium. They came to live in St Anne's.
All right.
And that's the last I saw them.
Sorry, I jumped in. Go on. You were
Jim
saying about
Parkinson owned the showboat.
Who?
Jim Parkinson.
Jim Parkinson. No, I don't mean about me.
Big cardio, big
Right.
time cardio. Yeah. He owned. I can't remember the name of the guys that were followed. It wasn't the Four Tops, and it wasn't.
No, I remember as well, but I can't remember the name.
But that's the way he was anyway. Made me go along with him, like you know. But,
Mm.
Well, because I used to get this great
Twisted your arm,
hashish.
did you?
yeah.
Brian Rossi.
Brian Rossi.
Oh, the great outline of Brian Epstein.
It was a good act. Yeah, I mean, he's good. Make you laugh and yeah, it was very good. Yeah.
Yeah, you could smoke hash then, and it was the problem, was it?
No,
Openly you could do it, couldn't you?
nobody knew the smell.
Yeah.
And hash was a different smell
You
than
could
the
smoke it
bush.
on the bus.
You
couldn't
could. And then they brought out the liquid.
Yeah.
The liquid hash, and you just dip your finger in it and smooth it over a normal cigarette.
That's right.
You
Yeah.
turn marijuana into liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got rid of that.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
big business. Ken McGuire, well, don't Ken McGoogle dog, rest in peace. He took the test tubes in a Volkswagen van, and drove to Morocco and learned how to make it.
Oil.
And then Paddy Jones was smuggling it all over the world to Australia in the sumps of Jeeps. He was selling old Jeeps. And the hash oil was in the sumps of the Jeeps. And it was distributed worldwide. And by the way, I'll just tell you what happened to Paddy, should I, quickly? The police were after him. They knew of his scam. And he's running from them, and he's got this Jeep full of it in the oil, but he's got a false plate, so it's not mixing with the engine oil, but he takes a curve. The Jeep turns, not Jeep, Land Rover, turns over and rolls on a hot asphalt, something like 38, 40 degrees. This is the story I've got. I didn't see it, but this is the story I've been told. The engine lands on his hand, so he's trapped with his hand in the asphalt, and the hash oil is dripping on him. In the hot day sun, and they found him cooked in hash oil.
Oh, my God.
Oh, right.
Way to go.
Right.
Oh, wait,